Hello and welcome,
Hello.
everybody. Welcome, Angelica. Thank you for
Thank
being here with
you.
me today.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for our Samhain pop-up. We're
Me
going to be,
too.
we're going to do a little bit of work with honoring the unseen with a guided meditation
Mhm.
and some energy healing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm excited for this. It's fun. Just like
Yeah.
a last minute. Why not?
Literally pop-up.
Yes.
So,
Indeed.
before we get started, I wanted to ask you, was there anything that you've been doing either as we're leading up to this time of the year, anything that you've noticed for yourself about either honoring the unseen or embracing the mystery of the season?
Yes. Not a specific practice so much as just feeling this real urgent need to kind of honor the flow of life and really reminding myself daily or multiple times a day, just like let yourself be in the flow and trusting the process because I feel like it's been so up and down, and you get so frustrated and with life. So just I've been really just incorporating more of like a daily practice as part of my meditation, just to allow and release and trust and go with the flow. Um, so that's really what I've been focusing on a lot, I think, this past month leading up to this time. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. I
How
feel like
about you?
it is challenging, right? I think
Mm,
anything that we try to do consistently ends up being a little bit of a
yes.
challenge for us. But
Mhm.
I agree. I feel like the grounding piece, bringing a little intentionality into our day
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
so important. And
Yeah.
it's funny, I was just telling one of my friends earlier today that, oh, I think I just need to do a little bit of cleansing and clearing of energy. Not
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
kind of breaking some connections that I have with a few people. Well, it's one person in particular, but just making sure that my energy is like fresh and cleansed and clear.
Yes.
So I feel like
Yes.
this is that time where it's like we have to be extra, maybe cautious isn't the right word, but we just have to be very mindful
Mm.
of where we're putting our attention and where our energy is flowing, just in case we're depleting
Yeah.
ourselves without even realizing it.
That's right. That's right. I agree with that. And that can
Yeah.
be tricky. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
That's awesome. Well, cool. Well, I have
yes.
written a guided meditation for tonight. Hello and welcome to everybody. This is a new format for us. So
Mhm.
we're streaming, but can't see you, right? It's kind of
Right.
a goofy setup. That's okay. You can see us, we can't see you. But
Right.
we do have comments set up. So if you wanted to leave a comment, or if you have any questions while we're, well, hopefully not while we're meditating, but if you have any questions, you can always put them in the comment section and then we'll get to those.
Mhm.
Um, Anything that you are thinking about, just off the top of your mind?
I don't think so. I'm just kind of excited to do the energy healing portion and connect it with your meditation for this time.
Yeah.
Samhain.
Yeah, yes,
Samhain
Samhain
time.
indeed. Yeah, it's exciting for me. I think in the last few years when I started to pay a little bit more attention to the 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 energy of whatever season we are in. Hi Jen, I know you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're with us.
Mhm.
Um I feel like there has been a shift in my life and definitely in how I don't know, maneuver through the world,
Okay.
when I've been a little bit more intentional about this. And so I get excited for seasonal things that we can
Mhm.
anchor in the energy. We can have an opportunity to ground ourselves, release, let go. But then also for this one, I feel like there's a very delicate balance that I don't know. It's an offering for us if we're ready to accept that piece, and so
Yeah.
I'm super excited. So I'm just going to light a little bit of sage.
Excellent.
While I'm reading I have a guided meditation, like I said that I wrote.
Mhm.
I'm just going to do a little bit of cleansing real quick. But
Okay.
while I'm doing the meditation, Angelica is going to be sending energy healing Reiki,
Yes.
right? Or
Yes.
whatever,
Whatever comes.
Exactly. So I
Mhm.
probably won't be paying a whole lot of attention to the chat, even though I just said that. But we will get to your comments afterwards, just in case you
Yes,
have
if you
anything
have.
that you have
Yeah, things that
anything.
come to you. Mhm.
Yeah. I do want to say I did put a couple candles out. This is where I
Mm.
Samhain for, well,
Mhm.
like I said, for me. So I have some things for some relatives. I have this is like a little mum. I can't really see it very well that far away. You
See.
are welcome if you have your own ritual of lighting a candle or incense,
Mhm.
sage.
I've
If you
lit mine
do,
as well.
yeah, nice. I was gonna say a white candle is perfect for
Mhm.
today. If you want to work with
Awesome.
both light and shadow, you can do a black and a white candle if you want to get super fancy. But anything that works for you is perfectly fine. And I always tell people, if you're not familiar with guided meditation, there's nothing that you have to worry about. Whether you're sitting
Mhm.
up or laying down is perfectly fine. Whatever's right for you. And then with Reiki, there's nothing that you have to do
That's
to
right.
prepare. You just have to be open to receiving, right?
Mhm. And that's a
Um,
good point too. It's safe. Sometimes people are worried about that, so it's harmless. I hope we
yeah.
can help you. So, mhm.
Yeah, and what I always say in the sacred circle is that you will not pick up anyone else's negative energy if they're
Yes,
releasing anything.
that's right.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm going to invite everybody. I'm going to pull up my meditation. So go ahead and get comfortable.
Mhm.
And I think I will move because I probably will talk a little bit. I tend to talk a little bit more quietly during meditation. So I'm just gonna, sorry, make some noise,
Okay.
moving my microphone closer to my face. Sorry.
All good.
Okay. So I've titled this Walking Through the Veil, a journey into
Mhm.
mystery. So go ahead, find a comfortable position, either sitting up or laying down. Just giving yourself that permission to relax, to welcome in stillness. Just bring your attention to your breath. Take a slow, deep breath in, drawing in life force energy. Gently and fully exhaling, releasing the noise of the outside world on those exhales. And on your next inhale, if it feels right, pause at the top, allowing the fresh life force energy to move through your body, imagining it like tendrils of sacred smoke. Cleansing and clearing, releasing anything that isn't serving you with your next exhale. Allowing the breath and the healing energy of Reiki to purify your energy, to fill your body, fill your aura. Cocooning you, able to find safety within. Simply letting the outside world fall away. Shifting your awareness to the quiet corners of your heart, softening the edges of spirit, opening to that liminal space between. With each breath, open to finding yourself a little bit deeper in the between. See yourself standing along a path at twilight. The sky painted in hues of indigo and gold. A bright moon rising. One by one, see the sparkling stars wake up as the sky darkens. The air carries a hint of wood smoke, fallen leaves, and the magic of change. Walking along the path, you feel the turning of the wheel, the shift between seasons, the shift between worlds. The path is well worn from all who have walked before you. Taking a gentle step forward, feel the earth beneath you, steady, ancient, alive. Never without direction, never without support. This path is rich with memory, with wisdom, with medicine. A loud caw breaks the silence. Above you on a branch is a single crow, barely visible against the dark sky. The crow swoops down from his perch. It's as though you can see through his eyes. Flying down the path above the trees. Over a small village. Rows of teeny houses with thatched roofs. You can hear laughter and lively music. See silhouettes of people gathering around a large bonfire. They appear to be sharing maybe a hearty meal together, retelling stories of their ancestors. Before you, the flames dance and the smoke begins to rise. You sense that this is the veil between worlds, a threshold between the seen and unseen, the known and the mysterious. The smoke thickens, the silhouettes blend into the inky night. The music and laughter fade. The bonfire is replaced by a deep, velvety stillness. Here time slows. Here intuition speaks in whispers. In this liminal space, you are safe, you are guided, and you are held in the loving presence of your ancestors, your spirit guides, and any unseen allies who walk beside you. Allow yourself to surrender, to release the need to understand or control. Trust that what is hidden will be revealed in divine timing, in divine ways. Take a moment and allow an ancestor, a guide, or an ally to step forward and deliver a message meant just for you. Allow this message and the energy healing to integrate. You may feel a spark of light within your heart, the mystic's flame of knowing, and the lover's warmth of surrender. Let them merge and expand, filling you with the quiet trust and the mystery of the universe. Silently ask within your heart, what is waiting to be revealed? Be open to any image or word or feeling that drifts in. Or perhaps simply welcome stillness itself. For sometimes mystery reveals itself through silence. The smoke begins to part. The path comes back into focus, flickering and fading, returning you to your inner stillness for just a moment longer. Affirming for yourself, I trust the mystery. I am open to be guided by the unseen, and all is unfolding in its own perfect timing. Take a moment to send thanks and gratitude for the ancestors who walked the path before you and continue to walk alongside you. It is time to begin to release the meditation, but know that you will always carry the wisdom of the unseen and the peace that comes from surrendering to what is. I invite you to take one deep final breath in, releasing the meditation, beginning to return your attention back to your room, back to your body, back to your awareness. And when you're ready, in your own time, you may open your eyes, returning with gratitude and quiet wonder to honoring the unseen. So I don't know if anything, I'm going to move this away from my face. I don't know if anything came up for you during the meditation, during Reiki, that I'm always interested to hear what comes up.
I didn't have, like, sometimes I get, a lot of visualizations or something will come to me. I didn't get specific things, but this time it was very interesting because instead of just kind of going through like I usually am through the chakras, I felt embedded in your meditation as if I was like walking alongside
I
Madeline
love
and
it.
Jen. They
That's
were here tonight.
awesome.
So it was really cool feeling. It felt more like I was like a guide with them. So
That's
hopefully you all
amazing.
felt that. Great. And yeah, and I just tried to focus a lot on the crown and third eye with that opening and connecting to ancestors, and our root chakra felt very strongly pulled towards that area, which was a lot of grounding. I think just grounding down and, kind of being connected again with nature and this turn of the wheel, as you were talking about. So, yeah, it was a great visualization. So
Oh,
thank you,
that's
Ray.
awesome. Oh, well, that gives me
Yeah.
chills thinking about your own personal guide during meditation, your own energetic
Yes.
guide. That's pretty awesome.
It felt really
Oh,
neat.
well, thank you. Thank you, lovely ladies, for your lovely feedback. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like it's interesting. Here we are in this time, and I know you and I just had this conversation yesterday. Was that yesterday? We were
I know.
talking. Oh my gosh, I don't know what day it was.
I know.
I'm
It's
pretty sure it
blurry.
was yesterday. Yeah. We were just talking about, there you can always connect. Obviously, you can always connect to ancestors. You can always connect to guides. You can always
Mhm.
um, move through across the veil. This is just a time where they say maybe it's a little bit easier
Yeah.
if you aren't if it's not a practice that you have. It's a little bit
Yes.
easier to access, but in that, I feel like sometimes we get so out of body that we
Mm.
forget to come back and ground and be present here as well. So
Yes.
I like that there was that grounding aspect too that you were talking about that needed to be done so we could come back to
Right.
body, release whatever was not working for us, was not serving us. Uh,
Yes,
that's
yes, I think that's exactly right. It felt very much like both this and both,
yes.
need to be connected here. We're still part of nature, and this a time where there's a release of in nature there's a release,
Mhm.
and with us here, just again letting go of what no longer serves you, or what you've outgrown, or all the things, and being ready to go through the season of rest and be open to what's to come next.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
absolutely. And that's, I know we're not talking about this now, but that's what we're working on with my Soul Journey Circle
mm,
membership. But
yeah.
I feel like with this time, we're so busy with spring and summer, so focused externally. And now
Mhm.
it's like coming back into attending to our needs, attending to what's going on with us, seeing what we need to, whether it's rest a part of the body or area of our life, or if it's to
Yeah.
rejuvenate, to I don't know, plant new seeds for ourselves. Oh,
Mhm.
I my left
Oh,
ear and third eye was tingling and buzzing.
interesting.
Interesting.
That is cool. Yeah, I was definitely working on that, and that is, receiving, right? When you're getting, I think they say the left side is receiving, so,
Yes, yes, from the
um,
inside.
very cool. So, maybe
That's
receiving some insights or some messages, Madeline.
Yeah, especially, yeah, we're if
So
we're depleted, we got, and that's the other thing. I mean, that's why, so we were talking about, we've been moving through working with archetypes, feminine archetypes,
oh, okay.
in the membership. And so each week it's like a different archetype. And I'm
Oh,
using the
cool.
modern archetypes, not just
Okay.
the maiden,
Gotcha.
mother, and crone, right? Like I feel like
Yes.
there's more to us in our life cycle than those. But they're not linear. I mean, that's the other piece, right? But
That's true.
so mystic and the lover were the two, because that opening of the
Oh.
heart, that receiving, that softening and
Mm.
receiving at the same time, I think can be such a challenge, because it can feel
Mhm.
very vulnerable. It can feel
Yeah.
very scary and overwhelming to go to that place. And that mystic of not discounting what we already know, not discounting our wisdom, our ability to tap into our intuitive
Mm.
knowing. And
Yeah.
we're going to keep working on intuitive growth. So, yeah, I think it's pretty awesome to have any practice like this. And I feel like
Yeah.
this whole time. So we have technically it's tomorrow, but we have energy that's really high tomorrow, Saturday, and even into Sunday. So if you want to do a personal ritual for yourself, you can light a candle, you can set some intentions. I don't know where I'll put it. I'll put somewhere. I don't know if it goes in the description box or comment, but I do have like 3 really short, here, let me pull it back up. 3 really short intentions. I don't know if it's technically an intention, but I put it above. Maybe I didn't. It's somewhere on my sheet. So if you did want to do your own candle ritual, your own honoring the unseen, or working with the energy that is now this liminal time, this liminal space, you can light some candles. I was saying earlier that black and that white candle, I kind of like that light and that shadow, that seen and that unseen. But you could also do like a deep purple or a deep blue if you wanted to just use one candle for this time. But give yourself a little bit of time to settle your energy, maybe with some deep breaths, just to, like Angie was saying, kind of bring our energy back down. And then call out mentally, but invite in your ancestors or guides or loved one in spirit. And you can say, I honor the veil between worlds. I honor the wisdom of the unseen. And I open my heart to what wishes to be revealed. And so we're opening and we're preparing to receive any of those messages. So that can be a really short ritual for yourself. And then obviously you want to just allow any sensations or images or messages to come through. And then I was
going to say, do you jot them down? Write them down? Okay.
I encourage people to like write them down. And sometimes we have to discern between whether that was like an intuitive knowing, or if that was fear thought, or what was kind of going on there. So so that's one thing that people, if you want to do on your own or do anything extra, you can always do something like that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So I do have some tips for just growing our intuition during this time. I don't know if we want to do that. If we want to do it, I can do it with my ladies later this week. What do you think?
I think that sounds interesting to me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, and we get to get your 2 cents. You get to add what your observations and your experience has been, because I feel like this is the time where there's so much. I mean, we've talked about this before, obviously a lot off camera, but there's so much gaslighting in this time. There's so much that feels smoke and mirrors or misrepresented, or just maybe not what it appears. And so I feel like this is such a great time to really have that awareness of what your intuitive knowing is telling you, your intuition, but be able to grow it as well. And it's funny, Norbert, I hopefully you can't hear him. He's had a couple of big sighs during the meditation.
I was thinking too, I'm like, I hope you didn't hear my dog out there, because he was
that's great,
making sounds.
Our dogs want to be part of the show. Come on, the Norbert and Mamba show. Yes,
that's next pop-up.
So my first thing, and you actually already talked about it, but my first thing for helping us to grow our intuition is having a practice of grounding, even 5 minutes a day, just sitting quietly, feeling your feet, not others, feeling your feet on the ground, imagining maybe roots growing out of the feet.
Sorry, I have an image.
Yes. Your own feet, please. And just having that anchoring that in to the earth. You're anchoring yourself into your body. And you sort of mentioned that too. Is that how you do your grounding, or do you do grounding in a different way?
I do it that way. And sometimes I literally will go out and put my feet in the ground, because I just feel, when I'm feeling especially ungrounded and just kind of too much happening in the world. It's amazing how good that will actually feel when you actually put your feet in the grass. So
Yeah.
we don't do that. We don't walk around barefoot too much anymore outside. So
Yeah.
um, yeah,
And you know what I like about that one too is there's something so tactile. I mean, it's
yeah.
right now it's a little chilly in the morning. It's a little
Mhm.
jarring for me to go in my house to letting Norbert outside, but I put my feet in the wet. Right now it's not frozen,
Yeah.
thank goodness, but in the wet grass. And it
Yes,
sort of shocks me
it
awake a
is.
little bit, but it's
Yeah.
it goes from sleepy, dreamy, cloudy-headed brain to I'm fully here in my body in like an
Yes.
instant.
Right.
So I feel like there's so much wisdom in doing that and feeling connected. And I think it also helps us with that sense of connection to
Mm.
something bigger than ourselves, right? We're
Mhm.
instantly connected. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did have another grounding. Grounding can doesn't have to be physical.
Physical, right?
We can do some journaling to kind of get us a little bit more present.
Mhm.
We can create, I like to create like mini mantras for myself. And so, something that when I start to feel overwhelmed, I start to feel too scattered, or maybe, I guess it could be anything from just a stress, worry, overwhelm, anxiety. I like to bring myself back. I like to ground
Mhm.
myself with a statement.
Mm.
And so for this time, during this time, I just wrote down I'm open to the unseen. I'm opening
Mhm.
to my intuition with clarity
Mhm.
and discernment. I remain grounded, safe, and whole. So
Mm.
it's a lot to say at once, but I don't know how to concisely say most things.
Yeah.
But creating something, maybe it's like I am here in the now or something
Yes,
like that.
yes, and even if you're just saying, "I'm grounded, I'm in this space," and
Yeah.
just what am I physically touching right now if you're sitting, like, paying attention to your chair, like, the feeling of it. Sometimes I'll just do that just to be, like, present, and so adding that whoops, sorry, mantras to it, I think is helpful
Yeah.
that you
No.
said. Mhm.
Yes. I've got to, we're always training the brain. So I'm trying to train it for
Yes,
good. Uh,
that's right. Train it for good.
some
Yeah.
other ways for us to deepen our intuition I wrote down was so, especially during this time, we can try to find some quiet time where we want to, and I'm going to use a weird word, but
Mm.
commune, where we
Mm.
can open space so that we can talk to, invite in our ancestors, our guides, or any unseen helpers.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think people have an expectation that they're actually like channeling and hearing words back from
Right.
in their ancestors voice or whatever, and it may not come that way. It may
Right.
just feel like um you're not alone, or you're comforted, or all of a sudden you feel a sense of love. But if there's a message that you want, or if there's something that you're hoping to receive from your ancestor or whatever, you can always verbalize that. You can put it out in the world through meditation, through intention, whatever. But just being open to what comes up without judging and criticizing that I'm not hearing my Aunt Tilly's voice or
Yeah,
whatever.
right, right.
That it's just that there's something there, and to be open to whatever you do receive.
Mhm.
Do you ever, and not necessarily with family or ancestors necessarily, but do you ever take time to, either touch base with your guides or the
Mhm.
unseen, anything like that in that way?
Yes, I do put that as a pretty regular part of my meditation practice and just open
Mhm.
up to see. But I think you make a really good point because I think sometimes we start feeling like it has to be one way,
Mhm.
whether it's actually hearing Aunt Tilly or if it's just like typically I'll get vision like images, and so and then you get used to that, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be that either. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you'll get signs, physical signs. Sometimes you'll have an image, sometimes, and a lot of times we'll think it's our imagination. So just being kind of open to not brushing things off right away, like maybe that was something, and
Yeah.
just being open to that and exploring that and see what happens, I think is a good point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And knowing everybody has the ability to bring in intuitive knowing, right? We all
Yes.
have that. And we usually have one that is a little bit stronger than the others. There are those
Mhm,
unique people that are
mhm.
like, I can bring in messages on multiple ways at multiple
Right.
times, multiple ways. That's fabulous. But
Mhm,
most of us do have one that we probably rely on. So we can thought can kind of pop into our head.
mhm,
We can smell something. Some
mhm,
people have that. We can hear things.
mhm.
Um, I always think like songs will pop into my head, which aren't actual like words, right? That
Yeah.
somebody's saying to me, but songs, that have a meaning, or even sometimes hearing stuff outside, while I'm doing something, while I'm meditating or whatever it might
Mm.
be.
Mhm,
Um, I think other ways, like you were saying, like visual, like actually seeing images, seeing colors, seeing shapes,
mhm,
having sort of like flashback memories where it feels very vivid, can be another way.
mm,
Sensations, getting hot, getting cold, getting tingly, feeling
mhm.
pressure. It's going to be light touch, not not
Not a
heaviness,
hand
but
grabbing you from beyond.
yes, and if it is, run.
Don't be
Uh,
scared.
yeah. Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's a
Yeah.
really good way to practice tapping into our intuition. I was just saying, well, to Norbert as we were walking earlier today, as I do, um,
Right.
I was kind of thinking to myself, like, oh, we haven't received any feathers in a while. I always joke that we
Um,
find feathers together on our walks,
mhm.
and we didn't see any. And it wasn't immediately after, but I would say probably maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't like it was 35 minutes later, but 5 minutes into the walk there was a teeny little feather on the ground.
Aw.
So I was like, so sometimes when you're asking for those signs, you're asking for those
Yeah.
messages, they do come in very specific ways like that, but
Mhm,
sometimes they don't. I The last thing that we saw when we were walking, and the reason why I incorporated crow into the meditation today, there was two downy woodpeckers in a tree,
mhm,
and so I stopped
mhm.
to take a picture of them. And as I was taking a picture of them, there was a crow. Like, we don't have a lot of crows. I don't know why, but we don't have a lot of
Oh.
crows in our neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And they were, well, he was, I don't know what he was doing, but he was cawing, and I don't know. So it grabbed my attention. So
Uh-huh.
then, of course, me being me, I had to look up, again, what does woodpecker mean? And crow,
Mhm.
I always know about sort of that magic
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that time. But
That's cool.
so I feel like those are things also that we can't discount. When our attention goes to something, there's probably a
Mhm,
reason why it's catching our
mhm.
attention, why our mind is like, hey, pay attention to that.
Yeah,
And if we
yeah.
don't know in the moment, we can always write it down and go back to it later. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
the more you practice that, the more you become in tune with that. So,
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
that's cool.
I
Yeah.
love that.
And
Yeah.
and I like too that you are talking about because this is a time where we think of like connecting to spirits or like just traditionally with Halloween and everything. That it is that, but it is also your own intuition. And I know you've touched on that a few times, but I think that's an important point that it is connecting with both,
Yeah.
and going inward as well. It's not just always like what's out there. It's like, how does that feel to you? How do you connect with that?
Yeah.
Um, that makes it meaningful to you.
It does. Totally.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Jen says, I've been seeing angel numbers as my sign. I love
Mm,
that. I literally went to buy a new lipstick, and the one I found I liked was number 222 on the bottom. How amazing is that?
that's
And
fun.
I don't even know what two symbolizes. I don't know. I probably
I
should know
know.
that, but I love that. And now you're gonna have to see where 222 pops up for you. Wasn't that a show when we were kids? I think it was. Oh no, it's 227. It was the
227,
that was
that's right.
the Yes, not too.
That's
Oh,
right. I forgot
boy.
about that one.
Yes.
Mm,
Well, the other
yeah.
2 things that I'd put down for ways to practice just our intuitive growth or just practice trusting our intuition. This one is a challenge, but it's letting go of the need to control or understand
Um,
everything.
that's a tough one.
Super tough one. And I
Mhm,
think this is one of those times where we're asked to
mhm,
trust,
mhm,
to surrender. And I think that can be really challenging, like I said earlier. But that is that practice of being open to witnessing, open to receiving,
mm,
open to being guided,
mhm,
that we don't have to have everything all planned out, that we don't have to know all of the things before we get started, I think is a really nice practice, especially during this time. And you will see that when you start to put that trust out there, you also are trusting in yourself that
that's
you'll
right.
make a good choice or that you'll um, be able to navigate out of whatever comes your way. And I think that
Mhm.
surrender and that trust kind of go hand in hand. But that's another way I thought that would help. I don't know, with the
Yeah.
intuition and the growth. You agree with that, or
Yeah,
is that different?
for sure, because, like, yeah, again, instead, you're not trying to control the message that's coming in or, um, being quite as much in the physical space and completely discounting your own intuition or, whatever input is coming in. If you're trying to always control a situation, you're often ignoring your intuitive hits. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah, for
true.
sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's helpful.
Awesome. Well, I have one more that I wrote, and then we can wrap up and talk about pop up number two. So, my last one that I put, um, it's, I mean, you've already said this, you already said this once, and I'm just reaffirming for everybody this is a time for reflection, for
Mhm.
integration, and rest that
Rest.
maybe we don't have to always be doing. We don't always have to be in motion or, I don't know, taking action, that we can
Yeah.
just be. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you were talking a little bit about rest earlier. That's helpful. That's a helpful practice. I'm assuming that you have for yourself, right?
I sure try.
You try.
But yes, you're right. And I think, like, it is, especially in our country, in America, it's so we don't like to rest, we don't like to
Mhm.
stop, and kinda going back to following the seasons and thinking about, yes, we do need to release, take time to reflect and release what isn't helping us, release what's we've outgrown, whatever it is. Um, but then you can rest. Like you don't have to jump right into the next, okay, I I'm over that. Now what's next? It's like you can really just rest. Rest. That's what the seasons teach us too, right?
Yes,
With fall leading into winter. So um
absolutely.
yeah, it's
There's
important.
there's wisdom in rest too.
There
Yes.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah.
don't all have to be busy. Well, I was gonna say busy toddlers, which probably is not very nice, but that's what I kind of think of like, okay, next, like they get done with
Just
their little
bouncing.
activity and they want to bounce. Yeah, they want to bounce to the next one, the next one, and it's like, no, we can just take a
Yeah.
pause. And yeah, I think our society has trained us to not do that, right? That
Yeah,
there isn't a benefit for that, but there is for us personally. There may not be for the business world, but there is for us personally
that's
to
right. That's
rest
right.
and probably
Mhm.
benefit for our family as well.
Yes. Exactly.
Well,
So,
thank you so much
thanks for
for coming on with me. I'm so
coming. Thanks
excited.
for having me. This was super
Yeah.
fun. I'm glad we were
Yay.
able to make this work.
Yeah, and thanks, ladies, for watching with us, and whoever watches later. I hope you
Mhm.
get some benefit from this. We were practicing. We wanted to practice using streaming as opposed to
Yes.
because if you've been with us, we couldn't figure out how to get ourselves side by side. So Touch
It's a
that.
journey.
It is. It totally is. We are learning as we
Thank you.
go.
That's
Oh,
right.
well,
Thank
thank
you,
you both
Madeline
for
and
being
Jen.
here.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Well, thank you
So
again. And hopefully we will be back again for another pop in.
we're
Yes.
going to have to do something.
All right,
So,
cool.
yay. All right. Thank you guys.
All right. Take care,
Have a good night.
everybody. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.